Hi, I'm Jack Murphy, N043400, and this is my presentation on the evaluation of interplanetary muscle training for endurance purposes. I hope you enjoy it. A critical evaluation of the efficiency of interplanetary muscle training, IMT, for improving endurance by Jack Murphy, N043400. A quick point on the metabolizing reflex. It may not seem relevant at the moment, but it will in the next few slides. This is basically the body's response to exercise, involving a combination of central nervous system control and neural and humoral feedback from the working muscles to the brain. Afferent nerves from skeletal muscles are stimulated by contraction, leading to increased ventilation and increased efferent sympathetic nerves activity. This reflex arc is called the muscle metabolizing reflex. I just want you to bear that in mind when I go through the aims of IMT later on in the study. What is the aim of IMT, inspiratory muscle training? Theory goes that if you train your inspiratory muscles, then they'll increase in strength and may lead to an increase in endurance. The theory behind this is that the training of this will attenuate the metabolizing reflex. The metabolizing reflex includes mechanisms regarding increasing blood pressure, redistributing blood flow and changing blood volume. The idea is that training these respiratory muscles will reduce the force of the respiratory muscle metabolizing reflex, basically meaning that you will get more blood flow to the working muscles. But without training this, to put it in a simpler term, you could figure the metabolizing reflex as simply stealing blood flow from the working muscles. Even though it's vital for life, if we can train it, then we'll be able to direct the blood flow more so to respiratory to the working muscles, which are highly necessary. But the idea is that training these respiratory muscles will reduce the force of the respiratory muscle metabolizing reflex. There are three types of different respiratory muscle training methods. First type is flow-resistant loading. This is where the participant breathes through a device that has a variable diameter inside it, making it harder for the respiratory muscles to inhale and exhale. A limitation of this method is it's hard to track training volume and intensity. Another one is isocapnic hypnea. This is basically maintaining a steady state of carbon dioxide in the blood and tissues whilst hyperventilating. The training is done by allowing the CO2 that has been breathed out to be inhaled again. This is endurance training for the respiratory muscles. It's allowing you to achieve a high and sustained level of ventilation, more so that it can be achieved by exercise. A product of this would be the Spiro Tiger. This is often quite costly as it has to be done in a lab. Now, pressure threshold loading involves breathing through a specific device with the loading of different specific pressures. The pressure is set at a specific amount, and any extra efforts of breathing does not alter the training intensity. There are two main devices, one for inhalation only, the power breathe, and another one which allows inhalation and exhalation, the power lung. An advantage of this is that it's pressure limited, is that it's very easy to track training volume and intensity, so you can increase it slowly and basically you can progressively overload it, simpler than the other two methods. Now I looked at a study done by Invar et al. that used IMT in well-trained endurance athletes. We used 10 subjects in a specific inspiratory muscle training group. They trained for 10 weeks, 30 minutes, 6 days per week, and 10 subjects also in a sham group. The IMT group increased significantly from 142.2 plus minus 24.8 to 177.2 plus minus 32.9. In the SIMT group, endurance also significantly increased. Sham group's inspiratory muscle strength and endurance remained completely unchanged. This showed, this is quite interesting because it showed how the increase of inspiratory muscle performance was not due to the improvement in aerobic capacity determined by the VO2 max or arterial O2 desaturation during maximal graded exercise challenge. The limitations of the study I found were there was no change at all in the control group. In fact, they were training for 10 weeks, 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. I think you'd expect some sort of change, at least a tiny bit. And also, it wasn't showed how they controlled the differentiations in exercise done in different groups. Subjects were required to note their exercise load, but it wasn't put down in the study, so I think this could drastically affect the results. How do these adaptations in maximum inspiratory pressure and ventilation occur? Well, I looked at a study by Alba Ramirez Samareta et al. 2002. He found, with using the pressure threshold loading technique, the proportion of type 1 fibres increased by 38%, and also the size of the type 2 fibres increased by around 21% in the external intercostal muscles. The maximum inspiratory pressure increased for 22 cubic centimetres squared pre-IMT to post-IMT, compared to 1 cubic centimetre squared increase in the sham group. This study demonstrates that specifically IMT induces a very specific functional improvement in muscles involved, as well as adaptations to the external intercostal muscles. Whilst reading the study, I did find that the data and results were quite hard to interpret, and another big limitation is, for our topic, they weren't trained athletes, so it could have a different effect on trained athletes and sedentary normal civilians. I thought, let's go deeper. I looked at another study by Jonathan D. Willett et al. 2007. He basically showed a group mean increase of 17% for MIP in an inspiratory muscle training group. He suggested that IMT attenuated the time delay rise of the heart rate and mean arterial pressure. This could have been from reduced activity of chemical sensitivity afferent fibres innervating the inspiratory muscles, and also the increase in oxidative capacity of inspiratory muscles resulting in a reduced metabolite accumulation. Again, this wasn't done in trained individuals. It could be quite hard to apply to a sporting background. However, he did control for expiratory muscle training, which I thought was good. And one issue I found was participant compliance. When they were told to, they had to refrain from exercise, caffeine, alcohol, food for 12 hours prior to every resistive breathing task. And whether they did or did not, who knows, but it's just human error and it could affect the results in some way. So we conclude. I basically found quite a lot of different evidence along from Imbar et al. Proving that IMS significantly improved inspiratory muscle strength. However, Williams et al. 2002 found no improvement in endurance runtime post-IMT. This could be because one was testing for inspiratory muscle strength and endurance, so different things. Reganas et al. 2008 found an increase in maximum inspiratory pressure but no increase in rowing performance on well-trained rowers. This also shows how, yes, the data may be there, but will it actually have an effect when it comes down to elite athletes and times making them faster? Rama et al. Found post-exercise reductions in muscle function was attenuated with IMT, basically allowing them to recover quicker and so forth. Griffiths et al. Found IMT improved rowing performance by 2.7% increase in mean power during a 6-minute all-out effort. This differs from the Riggin study because they found no increase in performance, but the fact that it was a 2.7 increase in mean power during a 6-minute all-out could mean a difference in first and fifth position. Another point I wanted to raise would be placebo. There's been so many studies done where proving that the placebo effect is very powerful and can actually affect the results of a study.